Hello and welcome to Queued Pixel. Today I'm continuing work on my open source software development project, my Twitch Craps Table chatbot. For those of you who have been hanging out while I've been getting my stream up and running here, you can see that I've been playing a bit with that in the chat, the stream chat, for the last 10 minutes or so. The bot is more or less working. There is some additional features we want to add, mostly just adding in additional bets, additional craps table bets we don't have support for yet. Before I hop into that, I just want to go over what my schedule is here today. Right now I'm working on my Twitch Craps Table chatbot. My next stream will be Sunday, March 3rd at 9 a.m. Note that my time zone is United States Pacific time, so adjust that for your local time zone accordingly. With that out of the way, let's go look up my notes for this project. So last stream was Sunday. I made a couple of changes here. First was I increased the default rolling delay back to 60 seconds. I just found that 30 seconds was a little too much for someone who's having a hard time working the controls. That sound got really loud. I hope that's not too loud for you guys. I do have my auto ducking configuration enabled, so the audio should drop down when I talk. But do let me know if it's too loud, and I can try to revisit that. I'll be sure to review that after the stream as well. Sorry, back to the work I've done. So last stream, increased the default rolling delay to 60. I just found that's a more comfortable delay for someone who may not be familiar with the game. Next up is add support for come odds bets. And so the previous stream, the one before that, we added support for the come bet, but not the odds for come bets. So we added that during the last stream. Then we added better error handling for when you cannot use the roll command. So I had someone hop into the stream last time who saw me use the roll command. It's an admin command, and it's not generally available to non-administrators or non-bot owners. So I added a error message for that, and I'll demonstrate that now. In this case, Stream Elements is not authorized to use that command. So here are the things I'd like to do going forward. We just have some remaining craps bets to add. Looks like Don't Come is next, or sorry, Don't Come Odds is next. That's what I'll start working on today. We have place bets, place to lose. So these are kind of opposite of each other. Place is you bet a specific number, and you get paid a certain amount based on if that number is hit before you roll a 7. Place to lose is the opposite. You win if a 7 is rolled before that number comes up. The buy is similar to place, and lay is similar to place to lose. I want to look up the odds on those or not the odds, but the payouts on those to know how to pay them out properly. I'm pretty comfortable with the Don't Come odds. You know how to pay that out. Big 6 and 8 is a bad bet. It basically mirrors the place bet on the 6 and 8, but pays even money rather than the correct odds, or rather than the same odds the place bet gives you. So place bet is a much better bet than the big 6-8. Definitely avoid that. Hard ways, again, these are kind of getting into the proposition bets. They're not so great for house edge, but they're kind of fun bets, so a lot of people like to play them. Same with proposition bets. Field is an okay bet, and it's not as good as, say, the pass or don't pass, but it's an okay bet. And then we start hitting all of these kind of weird little bonus bets that we don't see on every single craps table. The fire bet is based on how many points you will hit over a shooting session, so how basically one shooter, and that shooter will continue to roll until they 7 out. And so the fire bet tracks how many points they hit before they 7 out. The more points, I forget how it pays out, but I think if you hit like 5 points, you get a certain amount. If you hit all 6 points, you get a much larger payout. Then we have bottom, top, all. It's not really points, I think it's numbers. I'm not sure. I'm just going to leave it bottom, top, all for now. Similar to the fire, this is how many numbers you hit before you summon out. So bottom tracks 2 through 6, and top tracks 8 through 12, and all tracks all of them. Then the hopping bets, those are probably the same as the proposition bets. I may just have duplicated those. Those are basically one roll bets. You're basically saying, I bet that we're going to see a 2, snake eyes, 1-1. Or I'm going to bet we're going to see a 3-4, 7. You're basically betting a very specific die roll. So I'll have to do a little bit more research on those. It's possible that they're all taken up by the proposition bets and I may not need them. We'll see. I've kind of had everything listed here that I want to work on. So for today, I'm going to start with don't come odds and just see how far we get. Let's go look up the code. Right, let me go kill this overlay. There we go. You don't see it anymore because I switched my layout, but it was still running in my background on my secondary monitor. So this is the code. We have our craps table file here. This tracks everything related to the craps table. Everything related to the Twitch integration is in this other file, twitchcrapsbot.js, but the craps table is in crapstable.js. So we have pass bets, pass odds, don't pass odds, come bets, come odds bets, and then we have don't come bets. We're going to add in don't come odds bets. Let's do a quick pass and add appropriate code wherever is needed. There's just a handful of places where you need it. There's the initialization, which I will replicate here. Yeah. So what's going on here is we iterate over all of the... So let me back up. The come bets, the come, don't come, and come odds, and now don't come odds are all stored using sparse arrays, so that it makes it easier for doing bet lookups programmatically, such as like this. We can use an index to refer to a particular type of come bet, or a come bet on a particular point. To do this, we set the indexes to various points, to various numbers. An index of 0 means that is the raw come bet, and then an index of 4, 5, 6, or 8, 9, 10 indicates a come bet on a specific point. So both come and don't come have the raw come bet. The come odds and don't come odds don't have the raw come bet, so they only show up if you have a point. So we want to skip index 0 in this case. That's all we're doing here. Let's keep looking and see what we got here. Just going to scroll through the code and look for other places where it gets hit. So we have get available balances here. Yeah, so here's one. Here we compute the available balance that you have for betting. So you have your balance that you can get via the craps balance command, which I'll show here. Craps balance. That shows you the full balance you have available for total bets. But if you place a bet, like say craps bet pass of 5 of my balance is now tied up in that bet. So if I do craps balance, it says balance is 668, what it was before, but my available balance is 663 because I no longer have that 5 simoleons, my 5 sim bucks, to place on additional bets. So how this works is we just iterate over every single bet that a player might make and then add that or subtract that from their available balance. So we'll do that here as well. Or the don't come odds. Come odds. And like due to the just a line length here, I'm just going to wrap these or return them into compound statements. Dude, point established to 4. Well, let's go bet that. I love points of 4 and 10. So we'll say craps bet pass odds of 50. And let's also make a come bet. So we'll say craps bet $5. Yeah, so these both look good. It'd be nice if these were small enough that I could keep them on one line, but there's always a challenge between nice-looking variable names that are descriptive, and even I'm pushing my personal bounds here with the D come, as opposed to say don't come. The only reason why I don't use don't come is because, well, I can't do an apostrophe here. So I just abbreviate it with DCOM, and we'll kind of recognize what that means. Alright, looks like we have a second roll here, about second point of 6 for my come bet, so let's go place odds on that. Say craps bet come odds point of 6 for 50. Now I keep thinking that we might want to allow players to view their current bets, because it's now possible to make a large variety of bets, and it's possible the players will forget what they've bet on and have not bet on, and so a command to view your current bets might be kind of handy. So let's just make a note of that, and I will add that when I have a chance to do so. Alright, so I've addressed available balance. Let's keep scrolling through the code here. Check minimum balances, no. Odds multiplier, no. All these functions here, none of these really matter. Oh, hey, wow, I hit something. My come bet hit. Excellent. Let's go place another come bet and keep the winning streak going. So craps bet come of 5. Now we'll continue to scroll through the code. Show that results. Nothing has a change here. I'm just looking for spots where we iterate over come bets, and I need to add in something for the don't come odds. So here we have something that might apply. I'm going to handle the bet processing later. So I'm going to ignore this section for the moment. And my main focus right now is on kind of on initialization and these kind of more general areas. Nothing there. I got another 6. Excellent. So let's bet on that 6 again. Say craps bet come odds point of 6 for 50, and we will keep that winning streak alive. We're just looking at these clear commands here, these clear function calls. We clear out the come bets and the don't come bets. And I was just thinking if we need to do that for the come odds. I don't think so, because I think process bets actually clears out the map. Let's just look up process bets. Yeah, so process bets clears it out. So no, we don't need to pass in the come odds and the don't come odds that we're working on. So let's continue to go through this list. Again, we're just looking for cases where we iterate over all the different come bets and adjusting those. So here we have process come bets. Again, this is bet handling. So I'm ignoring this for the moment. Keep scrolling through this. Process roll. This is the main roll handling and bet handling. Come bets aren't in here other than them just passing off control to this other function, this process come bets function. So this is all the basic logic here. Check to see if a point was still roll handling. Here we go. Here's the next section I'm aware of. So we have here we check to see if any bets exist. This is used to determine if we should continue automatically rolling the dice. The dice will roll right now 60 seconds after the last bet is placed, and they will continue to roll every 60 seconds as long as a bet exists. So if you make a long-running bet like a pass line bet, it'll simply keep rolling and keep rolling. Like we just saw another roll of 1-2 for a total of 3. That doesn't affect any of my bets, so the dice will roll again automatically in 60 seconds. And dice will continue to roll until we have no more bets. So we just won again on that come bet, so let's keep the winning going. Perhaps bet. Come of 5. And the bot is open to everyone, so if you want to play with it as well, you are welcome to do so. If you want, you can even try to break it, see if you can encounter bugs I have not found yet. Always useful to see if there's other bugs out there that I have not discovered. I have some loud music again, so if you can't hear my voice over the music, let me know and I will adjust my volume. I think I've got it configured properly, but it's tough to test my volume levels live during a stream. So I apologize if if my voice is not coming through clearly. Alright, so here we have we're iterating over all the bets, all the bet arrays or bet maps to see if any bets exist. And we're doing the check on come odds bets. Okay, so now we have a point of 10 for that come bet. Let's try again. Say craps bet come odds, the point of 10 for 50. I'll just check my available balance again, see what that looks like. Nice, we're rocking it today. Yes, looks like I have 110 $7 in use. 5 for my pass line bets, 50 for my odds, and then 5 for my come bet, and 50 for my odds there, so 110. That returns true. Now if don't come odds is greater than 0, return true. Otherwise, if we get through all this, return false. And I think that's the last section that we need to do for kind of the general iteration through all that stuff. Here we process chat commands. Every message must start with craps. And all these different commands. We have roll, help, balance, and bet are supported right now. Roll command does its thing. Balance command, bet command. This is the one. So here I want to start adding in support for the don't come odds. Or, yeah, don't come odds. And because of how we're doing the check here, we have this starts with. We need to make sure that we check don't come odds before we check don't come. Otherwise it'll go down don't come and it'll be a little weird. Oh sweet, we hit that 10, so that's a huge win there. throw in a pog champ there just to celebrate that awesome win. That's totally making up for all the losing I did while the stream was getting started. Let's do another craps bet. Come of 5. And we'll keep the winning train going. And so here we're handling the odds bet. I'll have a look at that function, see what that does. We're passing in don't come bets and don't come odds bets. Those are the two types of bets we're passing in here. Let's go look up handle odds bet to see what this does here. So check to make sure it starts with the type. Did I update the type? Yep, I've updated the type right here. So it has to start with don't come odds followed by a space. Then we parse the points. And we have a come odds check. Oh my, we have a bug here. Or it's not really a bug, but a mistake. I've hard-coded this come odds type here. What this needs to be is type plus a space. Same effect, but if I'm going to use this for come and don't come odds, I need to make that more generic. Let's go look up the come odds check and see what that does. Well, we 7 out. Well, that's alright. I had a really good run there. Okay, so this has... was checking to see if you have an appropriate bet on come bets. Okay, the come bets array containing the corresponding come bets for the come odds bet. So I think that's correct. We're passing the point, so I think this is all still correct here. Base amount, and we call in the max odds check. So here's a name, base amount, and amount. Let's go see what that does. Max odds check. Here we come up with the max bet, base amount times config.max odds. And this is going to change for don't pass, because don't pass is a little bit different. So let's actually look at this here. So pass odds goes to max odds check. Don't pass. The max value is your bet times the max odds configured for the table times the odds multiplier. So that's the additional step there. is I could potentially... Could I pass in the odds multiplier? Calls max odds check. Let's just try this and see if I can do a simple change here. So we have the function defined. We call it in pass odds check, and we call it in come odds check. So I think we could pass in the odds multiplier and say multiply that. And let's go look where else it is called. So here, username, pass bets amount, and then the multiplier in this case is 1. Then here we need another multiplier of 1 as well. So let's go ahead and add that. And so I think I can now take this and replace this section with a call to that. So let's see if we can do that. So in this case it is don't pass bets amount. Looks like amount is past tense. We just have that, and then the multiplier is going to be this. Ugh, it's a little out there, but we can solve this by wrapping it. Actually, I could probably simplify this, or not simplify it, but get it onto one line here. We could say var base amount is equal to this. And we could say var odds multiplier is equal to this. Let's go check our code up here. It's all fits on one line, so we can probably get away with it here. Yeah, we can drop all of this. Gosh, I think we can use a similar setup for our come bets, or don't come odds bets, I should say. Let's just think through this here. As here we have come odds check, and so if it is a if it's a come bet, we could just pass in 1. If it's don't come, we can pass in the the odds multiplier. So who calls come odds check? Aha, so this is called by handle bet, so we can't pass in the fact that there is a come bet other than to bind a new variable to it, which we can do easily enough. Let's just see if anyone else calls this. I think it's just those two spots. Yeah. And so I can bind a new variable that says this is a don't come, or maybe the odds multiplier. Where are we here? So here we have handle odds bet. This is probably handle a come odds bet. We need to know if this is a come or a don't come. We won't know the odds multiplier until we know the point, so we can't pass in the multiplier until we don't know what it is until we get to here. So we need to basically pass in a boolean. Is this a light or a dark? So is light. Set is light to true for come odds bets, false for don't come odds bets. And let's actually wrap this in double quotes. Set is light to true for come odds bets, false for don't come odds bets. So now we need to pass in we need to come up with the odds multiplier, so let's just do this here. We'll say var odds multiplier is equal to 1. Now let's see, equal to is light. If that is true, then we'll say odds is 1. Otherwise, we're going to come up with the actual odds multipliers. Let's go look up that. There we go. This odds multiplier, this dot point. In this case, we don't need this dot point, we just want point. Check params. We'll just pull this to a new new line here because it's getting unwieldy on one line. So I have craps table this, combets is combets, point is point, and finally we have odds multiplier on odds multiplier. Now let's go look up this function. The odds multiplier to determine the max bet allowed. 1, 4. The odds multiplier to determine max bet allowed. 1 for com odds bets, true odds otherwise. True odds for don't come. Yeah, we'll just otherwise because we don't have room. Then we need this dot odds multiplier. It is just a lot on this one line. It's tough for me to find a way to avoid doing this, so I'll just do this. I see something else here. We have this message that we need to change. So actually it might make more sense if we passed in the isLight parameter instead and do the calculations here. So let's start with that. Yeah, let's do that. We'll pass in isLight. We don't need this any longer. Now we can take this out. Let's move this down to the become odds check. Light. True for come odds bets, false for don't come odds bets. We'll say var type is equal to isLight. If that is true, we will say come. If it is false, we will say don't come. And now we can pass in type here. We need a plus type bet on this point first. And now we can say var odds multiplier is equal to is what the heck? Is light. If that is true, then it's 1. Otherwise, it is this dot craps table dot. Oh, what is it? Is it get max odds or get odds multiplier? Let's see if we can find it. This dot odds multiplier, this dot point. Let's just grab that. And yeah, we pass on the points. I think we're good here. And now we pass in odds multiplier. We still have the issue of this is just too lengthy. So I still need to wrap this. But I think we're working through it here. So let's just go ahead and wrap it. We know we got to. There's not an easy way to resolve that. And I could try to wrap it somewhere else, but this is really the natural wrapping point. It's also not a particularly simple if statement. I mean, I guess it is a single check, but it's a rather complex function. Call because we have to bind this stuff to it and then pass in all these parameters. So it's a rather complex function call. Alright, so I think that is everything I need to start testing placing these bets. So I'm going to start doing some quick testing and see, just run through all the basic test conditions and see if this works here. So let's go to our bot console and rerun it. We'll see if we have any typos. Oh, looks like no major syntax errors. That's great. Let's establish a point of 4. It doesn't really matter. So we'll say craps roll 2 2 just to get that point of 4 going. Now let's make a... Actually, this one we can start testing stuff. So we can say craps bet don't come odds. We'll give it no point. We best specify a point. All right. Let's give it an invalid point. We'll say kappa. And we'll parse point. Let's go with 23, a totally invalid point. And finally, let's go with 8. Now we need to specify an amount. All right, so all the rest of this is going to be pretty basic. Should be working still. It's all based on already existing work. But let's just do something broken here, like kappa again, so we can't parse the amount. Then we'll say 0. 7'd out in the background, but that's alright. We don't need to have a point. Bet is too small, so let's say 8 and 10,000. Sees my available balance of 853. And finally, let's go bet something that's within range, so 8,100. Oh, okay, so we have a crash here. Line 660. So let's go take a look at line 660. Here we are here. Alright. So this is a bound variable, so we need to do this.isLight in order to reference it. And we have to do that again down here. But everything is looking good so far, so let's try this one more time. Just do the same bet as before. We'll say 8 for 100. You need a... Huh. I apparently screwed up my string there. That's really entertaining. Oh, right. I actually need to exit out of the string and go back into the string. My bad. That's pretty amusing, though, I gotta say. Alright, so I'll say... same as before, so craps bet, don't come odds, point of 8 for 100. You need a don't come bet on this point first. And let's just make sure that the come approach is also working. So we'll say craps bet, come odds of 8 for 100, and we should get the same error. Okay. So something's broken. Let's go take a look at, maybe I didn't pass in that isLight parameter. So let's go check up our handle bets function. Oh yeah. Yeah, so we have handle come odds bet, and I added a new parameter to it, but I didn't actually update the calls. Yeah, so we added isLight at the very end, but I didn't add it to here. So let's say, see, come odds is light, so that is true. And then don't come is dark, so we'll say that is false. That should fix those issues. So let's try this one more time. Now, it's just a good habit to test those other things I've refactored, just because sometimes they break like that. Let's see, so let's say craps bet come odds 8 100. This should give me that you need a come bet on this point first. Excellent. Now we'll say craps bet don't come odds 8 100, and this should be the same error, but now it says you need a don't come bet on this point first. So all that seems to be working. The next approach, or the next thing to test, is to actually get past this error. So let's just force a roll. Craps roll 2 2, get a point of 4. Now let's make a come bet. Craps bet come of 5, and a don't come bet of 5. And now let's establish a point of 5. So craps roll 2 3. Alright, so now we've moved those bets to the point of 5. Now let's try to do a craps bet come odds 5 of 1,000. And just verify the correct message comes back. Bet exceeds are available. Oh, right. I need to do something else. Say craps bet come odds 5 for 500. Bet exceeds your maximum odds bet of 5. So say craps bet come. I want to get this in before my timer expires. 5 of 50. Now if I try this again, it should fail. So craps bet come odds 5 of 50. You've already made this bet. Excellent, so that looks good. Now let's say craps bet don't come odds 500. Exceeds your maximum bet of 75. Alright, so craps bet don't come odds 575. Let's place that bet one more time and it should complain. Excellent. So all that seems to be working. We've managed to place the bet. We've gone through all the different air conditions. The calculation appears to be correct. We can run through some different scenarios and double check that. So let's say craps bet come of 5, craps bet don't come of 5. And let's do a point of 6. So craps roll 3-3 to set a point of 6. Now we're just going to make sure that these come back with the correct values. 50, 60, excellent. And finally, there is the point of 10. So let's do a craps bet come 5. Craps bet don't come of 5. And craps roll 5, 5. So we'll do a point of 10. This is kind of the last major calculation to check here. And as before, we'll just do the same check. Point of 10, come odds 500, and don't come. 500 should be, exceeds my maximum of 100. So excellent, everything seems to be working so far. Those bets do exist and will, they don't get resolved because we haven't done anything with the bet resolution yet. So let's start looking at the bet resolution. I'll just let the dice roll in the background for a little bit here. Those bets, some of those bets I've made will automatically resolve eventually. The don't come odds will never resolve because I've never actually haven't coded that up yet. I don't know, I think maybe in the meantime, I guess I will just stop it because it's going to just keep running for no reason at this point. So no reason to let that continue to run while I make these changes. So let's just go look for the code. So here we have light odds 1 and dark odds 1 for the different resolutions here. And in order for this to work, I'm going to have to do the same binding option here. You must bind an object to this function as follows. Craps table reference to the craps table object. Point to the point for the odds. And this is this dot craps table dot odds multiplier. This is just so we can pass in the point, as it was built for the pass line odds, or the don't pass odds. Now I also want to use it for the don't come odds, and so the point is no longer going to be the table's point, but the point for that don't come bet. I think the next step is going to be in the... Actually, no, let's go look at dark odds 1, and we will have to adjust things to account for that change. Yeah, so here we have one binding set. So let's go just copy and paste this binding set from up here. And while I'm here, no reason to continue to line up all these guys. It's just way too long at this point. Let's go look for other occurrences of dark odds 1. Just make sure we've hit everything as we need here. So there's the first. Check to see if we've 7'd out. Yeah, so this is the first. I guess that's it. That's the only place that's used, so that's great. Yeah, so now let's look for occurrences of light odds 1, and this will give me a hint as to where to look for the next place for R's. Yeah, so we have come odds bets. This is if we hit our point on a come bet. So if we hit our point on a don't come bet, that is a loser. What just happened? Let's try this again. So let's say don't come bets. This dot bet lost. These up easily enough. Yeah, so we made our point, so that means our don't come bet has lost. Bets, copy don't come bets, clear out copy don't come bets. So how about if we've lost? This must be elsewhere, so let's go look at this here. Oh yeah, process come bets. So if we 7 out, we say come bets lose, come odds bets lose, don't come bets win. Now we want to do the winner for a don't come. So I'm just going to copy this block over. So don't come bets of I. This is going to be dark odds 1. And we pass in craps table again, and the point in this case is I. And so I think that should be enough to handle the bet here. So we'll want to check and make sure that we lose when we hit the point, and we'll want to check and make sure that we win the appropriate amount when we do not hit the point. So I'm just going to fire up the bot and do some quick testing and see what this looks like. So as before, let's just establish a quick point of 4. So craps roll 2-2. And now let's say craps bet don't come of 5. Now let's establish a point of 10. So craps roll 10 or 5-5 to establish a point of 10. And craps bet don't come odds point of 10. Let's see, we should be able to put 100 on that. So let's just test to see if that still happens. Yeah, maximum odds bet of 100. So craps bet don't come odds 10, 100. And so if we roll a 7 at this point, I should make $50. It should be $55 because I would win my my don't come bet, and then I win my don't come odds bet. So let's just do a quick roll of 7. So craps roll 3, 4. Make sure I win $54. Excellent. And then we should check the loss case as well. So let's just set up the same thing. We'll say craps roll 2, 2. I'll say craps bet don't come of 5 again. Craps bet. Now let's do a point of 10. I guess it doesn't really matter, but we'll do another point of 10. So craps roll 5, 5 to get that don't come bet to the point of 10. Then craps bet don't come odds on the point of 10. I think we should be able to do 100 again. We'll just double check that. Yeah, craps bet don't come odds 10, 100. And now if we hit the point of 10, craps roll 5, 5, we should lose $105. Lost $105, no. Of course it's all sim bucks. I use the sim section symbol rather than a dollar symbol to indicate that this is completely fake money, so no reason to get too worked up, and it's all testing anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we've tested the point of 10, and the payout was correct. We've tested losing the point of 10, and we correctly lost the correct amount of money. So let's do another craps bet don't come of 5. Let's move that bet to the point of 9, so craps roll 4, 5, and move that to the 9. Now let's do a don't come bet, so don't come odds, so craps bet don't come odds on the 9 for 200. Okay, so once 75, so craps bet don't come odds on 9, 75. Bet made. And so if I win this by rolling a 7, craps roll 3, 4, I should get $55, or 55 sim bucks, I should say. 7 out, 9 away. Cute Pixel gets 55 bucks. All right, the next test is the point of 6. So let's establish a new point of 4. So craps roll 2, 2 to get to the point of 4. Craps bet don't come 5. Then move that to a point of 4. So roll a 3, 3. And finally, let's try to make a don't come odds bet. So craps bet don't come odds 6. And should be 60, I think, is what I'm allowed to bet here. Yeah, maximum odds of 60. So craps bet don't come odds 6 of 60. And if I make this by 7ing out, I should get paid 55 bucks. So craps bet well, actually not a bet, but a craps roll of 3, 4. Excellent. So it seems to be working just fine. Just got to do some quick checks and make sure that the com odds payouts are still working. We did do a little bit of refactoring. I just wanted to do a quick smoke test and make sure that there's nothing broken there. So let's do a craps roll to again establish a point of 4. Now let's do craps bet com for 5. Let's move that to the 9. So craps roll for 5. Craps bet com odds 9 for, I don't know, 500. Get this error back. Because my maximum odds bet of 50. Right, because it's it doesn't, the multiplier doesn't matter for the com odds bet. So craps bet com odds 9 for 50. And so for that to pay out, we need to roll the 9. So craps roll 4 or 5 to come up with that 9. See what that gets us here. We should win 75 plus our original bet of 5, so 80 total. Well, that seems to be working. So next up, let's do the same thing. The point is still 4, so we'll say craps bet com of 5. Let's move that to the 8. So craps roll 4 to move that to the 8. Let's say craps bet com odds 8 for 50. Now if I lose, I should just lose my 55 here. So let's just do a craps roll 3-4 to force a loser. Lost 55 bucks. Oh no. Yeah, so that all seems to be working fairly well. I don't see anything broken with that. So I think I'm going to start looking up the code. Just do a quick git diff. Oh yeah, there's one thing I am missing. I need to update the documentation. So let's go do that real fast. We have our player guide. Don't com odds point. Don't com odds on the specified point. I want to add a little bit of description here and say bets that don't apply to a specific number. Use this format. Such as the pass bet. This format, and the format is this here. Let's then apply to a specific number, such as the com odds that use this format. Craps bet type number. So let's go with point. We already kind of imply that here by putting the point in as well. But I just like to highlight that, okay, we have a more complicated or more complex version of this command. craps bet type point amount rather than craps bet type amount. Alright, I think that looks good so far. Let's again take a look at the diff. Should be two files touched now, the crapstable.js and the guide. Alright, so I've added the don't come odds bets sparse array. We've updated how we handle initialization. We've basically refactored this or just added don't come odds to that if there. Same here, we've added don't come odds to the available balance computation, and we pulled, since we had to wrap this line was too long for my line width, and this was just so similar of a line, I just formatted the same, even though this did not technically have to be turned into a compound statement, well this did. But I just figured I wanted to be consistent with my formatting there. Dark odds 1, we've added a binding mechanic here. You must bind an object of this function as follows. Craps table is the craps table object, and point is the point for the odds. Then here for processing come bets, if we have a if we have a point, 4, 5, 6, or 8, 9, 10, that is a winner for come bets. Come bets win. Don't come loses. Don't come odds lose, and then come odds win. And so the other thing that was added here was the don't come odds. We did some reformatting on this, which is why all the lines changed, but this is the only line we've added. This don't come bets lost. Now here we have let's see, is this where we lose? Yeah, so here we have, we've rolled a 7, and now come bets lose, come odds bets lose, don't come bets win, and now we've added in don't come bets also win. And we pass in the craps table and the point. The point being I, because we have to iterate through all of the different points here when we roll a 7, since all of the points lose in cases like that. And then here, if we've 7'd out... Alright, yeah, so this is back to the original die rolling. This was just a minor refactoring because we had changed how dark odds 1 is called. We had to pass in more things into the bind. And so that blew up that line. That just made it quite a bit longer. So I just stopped indenting the other stuff and just kind of collapsed it all down. Although I could see doing this. What line are we on here? This is line like 356. Let's look at line 356 again here. Yeah, I think we could do this. We can line up this section and probably this section while we're at it. Alright, let's take another look at the diff. That's around line 356. Yeah, so here's just that slight formatting change I just did. Just added one more space here so that this is all line up, and now we've made it so that this is all line up here as well. So a pretty minor change, but I like the code to be kind of aesthetically pleasing when you look at it at a glance. And so that means when I have a whole lot of stuff in a row that is similar, I like to line it up on key sections. So that way it's kind of less visual noise for you to deal with. And so you can see, oh, here we have a whole section of process bets. And then here we can see this is where it differs. We're passing in different arrays or different maps into each one. Some lose, some win. And so it becomes kind of easier to see what is different and see what is the same and spend more time focusing on what is different so you can filter out stuff like this. See, it doesn't really matter that all these are all this process bets. What matters is the data structures you're passing in and whether they win or lose. Same down here, and same down here if we 7 out. Yeah, so we've refactored this. We just pass in more stuff into the don't pass odds. Actually here, don't pass. Oh yeah, no, this is just a refactoring because we've modified what we pass in to the bind of dark odds 1. We just had to add in your caps table and the point rather than just this. All right, here is where we check to see if any bets still exist. And we had this combined if, or if I is not equal to 0, and this comm odds bets sub I size is greater than 0 return true. Well, we had to, I wanted to refactor it, so we only do this check once. So I pulled this out separately, then I do the 2 ifs for the come odds and don't come odds. Both of them return true. All right, and now we head into the bet handling. I did a small rename on this function. It was handle odds bets. Now I've renamed it to handle come odds bets. I've also added a new parameter for if the odds are light or dark. Light side being you're betting with the players. You're betting the pass or the come. Dark side of false means you're betting the don't pass or the don't come. That's what the light and dark side means in craps. Then I added this new check here for don't come odds, and we call in this handle come odds bet and pass in false for is light. So it's now the dark side. Here's the rename of the function, handle come odds bet. We've added is light to that. And we're passing in a bunch of stuff into this check function. You can see how it was pretty lengthy before, and it became too lengthy for one line. So I made a check params. I pass in craps table still, and then I pass in come bets. The point, the thing that's new, and the thing that caused it to kind of blow up on that line was is light. I added the is light parameter, and that's what added to that length. And I passed that into the check function. Let's see. Oh yes, I found a bug with this handle bet call. I had hard coded the type as come odds, but now since I'm using it for come odds and don't come odds, I pass in the type instead. So type with a space followed by the point. That's how that works. Let's see, max odds check. I was using this to check how much you could bet on a odds amount with either come odds or don't come odds. And to allow it to handle both, I pass in this odds multiplier. So for come odds, the odds multiplier is always going to be 1, but for don't come odds, that'll be dependent upon the point. And so we'll see how that works down below. We pass that in, we update this computation to multiply by the odds multiplier. Here we, let's see here. Okay, now we're into a new function here. I got confused. So here we call max odds check, and we pass in the multiplier. In this case, it's just 1, so this must be one of the light side checks. This is probably the come odds check would be my guess. And then here, oh yes, I was able to refactor the don't come odds check. And so by allowing me to specify the odds multiplier, I was able to drop all these lines and use max odds check instead. So that was kind of the basis of that refactoring, was to get rid of this duplicate code here. So we've added the isLight parameter, or binding parameter, for come odds check. We set the type based on isLight. If it's a light bet, it is come. If otherwise, it is don't come. And then we specify the type here. rather than hard coding come. Let's see here. We're still doing the max odds check, but we needed to pre-compute the max odds multiplier. So if it's a light bet, so a come odds, it's 1. If it is a don't come odds, you come up with a max multiplier or the odds multiplier based on the point. Pass that in to max odds check. If this all returns false, then you return false as well. Otherwise, you return true. Then the betting guide. This is the player guide. We've added in some description here for the 2 different types of bet commands. We have, craps bets type and amount for bets that don't apply to a specific point, bets that do apply to a specific point. We have its own format, craps bet type point amount, and then we added in don't come odds. So looks good. Let's commit that. Let's do a look at our log here. Add support for come odds bet. Actually, we'll just do this. Add support for don't come odds bet. Go ahead and commit this, or add it, then commit it. Let's go ahead and push that to GitHub. All my code is open source, so if you want to take a look, you could go to github.com/queuedpixel /twitchcrapsbot. And we'll go and check and see that the latest code should be present here. Yeah, 20 seconds ago, the player guide got updated. Let's just go take a look, make sure this looks correct here. So bets that don't apply to a specific point, such as the pass bet, use this format. Bets that apply to a specific point, such as the come odds bet, use this format. And those are the new bets, so that all looks good. Alright, so next on my list that's kind of been bugging me, especially as we add in more complex bets, is to allow players to view their current bets. However, before I hop on that, I need to take a quick break myself. So I'm going to step away for about 10 minutes, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes to continue this project. So I will see you in a little bit. Hello everyone, Cute Pixel is back. Thank you for your patience. Just needed to step out for a couple minutes, have a quick snack, and I'm good to go for a little bit longer. So again, thank you for your patience there. I'm continuing my work on my open source Twitch CrapSpot project. For those of you who are just joining, this is my stream schedule today. Right now, I'm working on my Twitch Craps table chatbot. My next stream will be Sunday, March 3rd at 9 a.m. Note that my time zone is United States Pacific time, so adjust your local time zone accordingly. So those of you who have been hanging out in chat, you see I've been playing with the bot a little bit while I was on break and while I was eating here. And you can see that it's just running around in the background here. I've got a pass line bet with odds, and I have a come bet on the 9 with odds as well. And I'm waiting for those to either win or lose. My current task that I want to look at is to allow players to view their current bets. Because like right now I've got 4 bets in play. And it's possible that players would lose track of all the bets they have, and they want to know all the bets they have. So I want to just add in a command to allow them to get that information. So let's just think through what we might want that to look like. So we have all of our betting logic up here. Oh, we 7'd out, we lose everything. Ooh, we've lost 110 sim bucks. Just want to see what we could do here. So here's all of our commands. We have roll, help, balance, bet. I like having these kind of one-word commands. So let's just think of something here. What to do here? This dot, I don't know, command. So my first thought is to say list bets, or show bets. Of course, I don't say show balance for balance. I don't say give help for help. So I could just say bets. I could try bets command. Let's see, so we've got roll, help, balance. So here is roll. Well, actually, I should have. I guess we did roll first, help, balance, bets. So roll, help is not a function, balance, bets. So we could say bets command. Let's look up get available balance, and I bet We basically want to replicate this to an extent. So we'll see. We'll run through this and see what we can do here. Interesting. I copied and pasted the entire function, including the definition. I only really wanted the code. So let's fix this. This user message blah blah blah. We don't need available balance. And this is just an example. So if this pass bets has username, then we want to say this user message, and the message is going to be what? Pass : Then we want to do this format currency. Instead of available balance, it's going to be this passbets.get username. Collapse these parentheses. Delete all that crap. Alright, well, that's too lengthy for one line. So unfortunately, I kind of have to do this. Alright, next, so pass odds. I think we can say... Well, I'll just do the same thing. You know, just the exact same structure. In this case, it'll be pass odds bets. Double check our formatting here. I just want to use the same structure we have here. So yeah, we'll go pass dash odds. Format currency. In this case, it is pass odds bet get username. And what else? If the don't pass exists, we do the same thing. In this case, this will be D pass and D pass bets. And finally, the don't pass odds. Actually, we'll steal from pass odds. So dpass odds and dpass odds bets. So all the basics. Now iterate over the come bets arrays. For these messages, we're going to need a point. We'll say var point equals, and if I is equal to 0, we want this to be empty string. Otherwise, we'll want this to be space plus I. As before, let's go ahead and drop this, or copy this. I'll drop this statement here. Alright, so this is come, so we'll say come, followed by the point. So the reason why I put the space in the point is so that if it's just a raw come bet, we won't put any space here. So this plus point plus that. And this is come bets. So let's do come bets, so then we need to do sub I. Yeah, I need to wrap something here, so I think I could say var amount is equal to this. Just gonna pull that aspect out. And that'll give us something to replicate down below. Alright, so I've handled the come bets. Now let's handle the don't come bets. It'll be just the same as above with just some minor modifications. Let's go ahead and drop this available balance logic. So don't come bets. So don't come bets has username. Format currency is don't come. And decome plus point plus amount. Yeah, I guess this will work. I was just thinking through order of printing out these things. I think this will work still. So we'll print out all the come bets, then we'll print out all the don't come bets, then we will print out all of the odds. I was wondering if it might make sense to intersperse the odds. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So let's pull up the odds for one of these. We'll just fix one of these here. I will do the... Oh, we've got a bug. This should be don't come odd, so let's go fix that. Just go ahead and fix that while we're thinking about it. I apparently did not test that function very well, so I did not notice that that was incorrect. Probably something I need to test a little bit more is to make sure that stuff like that does work. Yeah, probably what would have happened is that would have caused a crash. Maybe, I'm not sure. Oh, let's just go back to the bets command and fix things up over here. Because we're pass odds, don't pass odds. So now I want to do come bets and then come odds bets. So let's just combine these two checks here. So I is not equal to 0 and if come odds bets has username, then we want to pull this out. Seems like my music just died. Let me see what's going on over there. Oh, nope, just switch songs. Sounded like a bit of a party foul where the music just felt like it switched in the middle of a song, so sorry about that. Just wanted to make sure that didn't crash. So we have the come bets, then we have the come odds bets. This is come odds, followed by the point, followed by the amount. This needs to be come odds bets sub I. I think we can drop all of this. So come bets, come odds bets. Now let's do the don't come bets. Don't come odds bets. So decome odds bets. Amount is that. Don't come odds bets sub I. And type is that plus the point. That's not everything. Let's double check our player guide and make sure I've hit all of the bets here. So we've got pass odds, don't pass odds, come odds, and don't come odds. So we have pass odds. Just in a visual inspection, make sure I've got the arrays or maps lined up as well. Don't pass odds. Don't pass odds. And the come bets are sparse arrays, so that's why we have this weird iterator. We set up the point display, so if I is 0, that's the base come bet or don't come bet, so there is no display. Otherwise, it is space plus the point or the index. So if come bets has the username, we say come and get the amount from the come bets array or come bets array. Otherwise, come odds bets, come odds. Looks good. Don't come. don't come. Dokamods, dokamods, dokamods. So I think that is all correct. So we have this return available balance, which we're going to drop. There's really nothing to return here, because who cares? If you want your available balance, there's a separate command to do that. So let's see here. Var bets found is equal to false. Time we've output a bet, we'll say bets found is equal to true. And then if not bets found, then we want to just display a nice message. To the effect of, you have no bets. You have no bets. Now this command is potentially going to be quite spammy. So I think this is something I don't want players to abuse. And so what I think I might do is limit this to once per roll. So let's just do a quick... Not even sure what to call this at this point. Because I need to track the list of players who have shown their bets since the last die roll. Let's just look up JavaScript data structures, see what our options are. JavaScript data structures. Yeah. JavaScript data types. Array buffer, async function, atomics. Object. Classes. And I could use map. It's a little bit of an abuse of it because I don't have anything to map it to. I could always throw in undefined or something, I suppose. Undefined may not work. I'll have to think about that. But there is this has property or has function I can use to see if a map has a value. So I could put in a value for the player name and see if that map has it, which is pretty much what I do for the bets, except the value I'm putting in is the bet amount, and here it's just there is no value. The fact that it exists is sufficient. The other option is if an array has like a has or a search type function. So you have a find. testing function. Find index. There's flat. Flat map for each includes. We do includes. So there's push, to push something to the top of the array or to the end of the array. Is there a clear? Or delete all or something? Let's see here. Although it doesn't matter. If I want to clear it, I can just set it to be a new array. Yeah, so let's try that. We'll try an array and see if that'll work. It's just a different kind of data structure here. Let's see here. Is it a timeout? Is it a cooldown? Player bets. Cooldown. Players shown bets. And that'll be an array. Players shown bets. So let's go to the roll command. We said that we want this to work once per roll. So let's go to the roll command and set this to the empty array in the roll command, or the roll function. It's like a process roll or something. Let's go find that. Is it die roll? No. Check minimum mods multipliers. We're getting close. Process random roll. Process combat point. Process combat. Process roll. So this dot player shown bets is equal to allow all players to view their bets again. Now let's look for the bets command. So if this dot player shown bets dot what? I think it was includes is what we said. Yeah, dot includes username return. Skip. If the player has already viewed their bets since the last die roll. So that looks pretty simple. Let's just do some quick testing and see what this looks like. See if this works here. Just reset the bot. Let's view my bets. So say craps bets. I have no bets. Now if I run it again, craps bets. It's still, oh, right. I'd actually put my name in this data structure. So then we could say this dot player shown bets dot push username. I think that's a better layout. These two lines are connected. This is kind of on its own. So that should work. So if you're in the array, we skip it. We just do a return. Otherwise, we add you to the array and then do all the rest of the processing. So let's give that a try, see what that does. So try it with me. I say craps bets, and again, I should see you have no bets. If I run it again, I should get no response. Excellent. Now let me go open up my Stream Elements dashboard. Looks like I haven't authorized it for Twitch in a little while. Alright, let's bring up my dashboard, or actually not my dashboard, but my command settings here for my Stream Elements bot, my chat commands. We've got a test. And this will be craps bets. Try this one more time. We'll just let Stream Elements do this. I'll make sure I still can't run the command, so I'll say craps bets. What is the cooldown on this? Looks like 15 seconds. So we're probably there. I'll wait a little bit longer just to make sure. Alright, try it one more time. Make sure the Stream Element still doesn't get any response. Excellent. So now let's do a bet. I'll just do some random testing here while I experiment with this. We'll say craps bet pass line of 5. We'll say craps bets. It still should not let me display my bets. So yeah, I'm just going to let that run here. In the meantime, I'm just going to glance at the code, see if, oh, actually, while it's running, I can work on the documentation. This will be our player guide. We have help, balance, bet. So help, balance, bet, bet. Craps bets. Show your current bets. All right, so we had a roll of 7 and we won right away. That's excellent. Let's place another bet. So we'll say craps bet pass of 5. I'll say craps bets. Excellent. So it has reset, so I'm able to run that command. And it shows I have a pass line bet of 5. Now let's do a test from Stream Elements, and it should have no bets. I'll wait a little bit and let that run and see what that does here. So in the meantime, I'm going to look at the code. Alright, so we've added in a players shown bets array that we use as a crude cooldown. Basically, you're able to list your bets once per roll. We fixed a bug here. I should probably just commit that separately. I lost. No. So craps bets pass of 5. I won't show my bets again here because we know that. Well, I'll run it every time just so I can get familiar in the habit of listing our bets. Make sure that no errors are accumulating here. Yeah, so we got this bug here that I want to fix. So let's that's what, line 151. Let's go ahead and undo that change. Yeah, I think it's this here. Decum bets. Which one was it? On the if. So we remove the D. That should bring that back to what it was. Yeah, so let's do a git stash. Fix that. So git status, git diff. And I'm not getting a point on these random die rolls, so it's tough to test some of these more elaborate bets, but we'll just keep poking at it, and it's a good test to test some of these edge conditions that may not normally come up. So I'm just going to let it continue to roll randomly, even though I may not be able to test exactly what I want to test as quickly. So we'll say craps bet pass 5 again, and then craps bets. Excellent. And so here we have just this one line I want to commit. So let's say fixed bug with computing available balance. Or fix. I like to doing things in the present tense when I do commit messages. So a fix bug with computing available balance. So git status again, just make sure it's just that one file. Git add, git commit -m splat. I'm going to do a git stash pop to bring our change back out again. Git status, git diff. Okay, we finally have a point of 5, so let's do a odds bet. So craps bet odds of 50, and then craps what? All right, craps bet pass odds of 50, craps bet come of 5. And now we should have some interesting bets to view. So let's say craps bets and see what that looks like. Excellent. That all looks great. It is a bit spammy, and we'll get more spammy as I add more bets to the pile here. But this is hopefully something that won't be abused too much. We'll see. This project is more about experimenting, and this may not be a bot that it will ever use in a production setting, but just kind of experimenting with different things and concepts and trying to keep my skills sharp while I stream for you guys and work on various projects. So some of my projects may never go anywhere, so I'm not going to worry too much about making them perfect. If somebody does want to use this, they can either improve it themselves, or if they ask me, I might make some improvements to it as well. All right, so we've made our point. We've won $80, so 75 for the odds and 5 for the pass. We have a bet on the come. So let's actually try this. Let's say craps bet pass of 5. We want to go back to the pass line. But I don't remember what my come bet is, so let's say craps bets, so I can see what my bets are. We have pass, come 5. Aha, okay, so let's say craps bet, come odds 5 of 50. But I can't do craps bets again because we haven't had another roll yet. So I'll have to wait until that happens. But that might be conceivably what you want to do. You want to go, did I actually place odds on my come bet? What is my come bet? So you type in craps bets and you see, oh, okay, I've got my pass line of 5. I have a come bet on the 5 worth $5. And let's go add that come bet, or add odds on that come bet. Just going over the stuff here. So player shown bets as an array where we track who has been shown the bets. Process roll, we reset that to a new array, so it's just clearing out that array. We've added a new command on bets. And we call bets command. Skip if the player has already viewed their bets since the last die roll. And so we have a 12. So I've lost my pass bet. Craps bet pass of 5. And now let's view the bets again. So craps bets. This will be a little more complicated now because we have my pass of 5, my come of 5 on the 5, come odds of 50 on the 5. Just going through here, so we have bets found equals false, which we've tested. If no bets are found, it does display that helpful message saying no bets found. Then we check pass bets, pass odds, don't pass odds, come bets, come odds bets, don't come odds bets, and then finally the message at the end if you have no bets. Alright, so that was my pass bet winning $5. So let's make another pass bet. So this will be craps bet pass of 5. Double check our bets again, make sure they are all working. Yeah, so this commit looks good. I think I will go ahead and commit this file, or these changes. Allow players to view their current bets. Let's go ahead and push that, because I've made a change to the guide. So having the latest guide be available to you all will be handy for anyone who wants help with the craps table. Let's just refresh this and make sure that does show up. Alright, so craps bet shows your current bets. And looks good. Alright, so we had a 7 out, so I lost my come bet and my come odds, but I won on my pass bet, so I lost overall $50 there. Now let's try the don't come side, or the don't pass. So let's say craps bet don't pass of 5, and see how this looks. And let's grab my bets back. Craps bet, or craps bets. Don't pass of 5. I'll bring up the bot display so you can And you can obviously look at chat and see what's going on as well, but this will bring it up in video for those who are looking at only the stream video for the moment. And at this point, since I don't have anything else to work on, I might just do the rolling manually for the moment. It's been a little while since I'll let this one play out, but then I will do all the next rolls manually just to speed things up a little bit. All right, so we are on the 6. So say craps bet don't pass odds. Let's see, I think we have to do 60, but let's see what this says here. Yeah, 60. So say craps bet don't pass odds of 60. And now let's do a don't come. So craps bet don't come of 5. Let's view our bets. So craps bets. We have don't pass of 5, don't pass odds of 60, and don't come of 5. Let's do a roll. Let's see what we get. Alright, so we rolled a 6. We've made our point. But now we have a don't pass on the 6. So we can say craps bet don't pass. Sorry, so don't come. Don't pass of 5. Craps bet don't come on the 6. Worth, I think it's another 60. Try 100, but it should be 60. Yeah. Oh, we need a point first. Huh. That looks like a bug. Because I should have a bet on that don't come of 6. I do, yeah, so I should be able to place a bet on it, even though we don't have a point overall, but a don't come of 6. Odds on the don't come of 6 is perfectly reasonable, so let's go look at the code and see what's going on here. See who says you need a point first. You have a point check. Okay, does anyone else say that? No. That's very odd. So there's our come odds checks. Oh, you know what? I forgot to specify odds. That's the problem. So it's working fine. It's just I should have said craps bet don't come dash odds 6. So let's try this one more time. Because that does seem to be working correctly. I just screwed up in my command. So say craps bet don't pass 5. Oh. Okay, so I must have I've already made this bet, so I have a don't pass bet on the 5. What bets do I have? Because now I'm confused. So I don't pass worth 5. Alright, so let's say craps bet don't pass odds worth, I think it's what, 75? 60, because the point is 6. Ah, okay, so we say 60. I say craps bet don't come. Oops. Craps bet don't come of 5. I think I've already viewed my bet, so I can't view them a second time. Yeah, so let's just do a roll. Craps roll, nice random roll. So we've hit 6. The point was made. And so we've lost our don't pass bet, but we have a don't come bet on the 6. So we'll say craps bet don't come odds 6. 100, I think it should be 60. Now say craps bet don't pass of 5. Craps bets. So we have don't pass of 5, don't come on the 6 of 5, don't come out on the 6 of 60. So it all looks good. We're hitting all of the basic tests here. Let's do another roll. Craps roll. Alright, so that's a push on everything. So another craps roll. That is a winner for the don't pass. So let's add another don't pass bet. Craps bet don't pass of 5. Make sure my craps bets are still listed properly. Let's do another roll. Another 3, so another winner. So craps bet don't pass of 5. I don't need to view bets again. We know what they look like, so we'll say craps roll. Alright, so we've hit a 9. So now we'll say craps bet don't pass odds. I think that's going to be 75. Yeah. We also want a don't come bet. So craps bet don't come of 5. Now let's view my bets. This should be a little more interesting. So we have don't pass of 5, don't pass odds of 75, don't come of 5, don't come on the 6 of 5, don't come odds on the 6 of 60. So lots of good stuff here. And what's my balance? Okay, I've got a nice big available balance, so I can place a few more bets here. Let's do another random roll. So we've hit a 9, which means we lose our don't pass. So let's make another pass. So craps bet don't pass of 5. And craps bets, just to see what that all looks like here. So 5 on the don't pass, 5 on the don't come 6, 60 on the don't come 6 odds. Oh, we have a don't come of 9, so let's say craps bet don't come odds 9. I think that's 75 again. 75, yeah. And I've already shown my bets, so I can't show them a second time. So let's just do a roll and see what happens. We've hit an 8, and I don't think I have anything on the 8, so craps bet don't pass odds. I think this is going to be 60. Yeah. And craps bet don't come of 5. Now let's view our bets here. This will be quite spammy. We have don't pass of 5, don't pass odds 60, don't come of 5, don't come 6 of 5, don't come odds 6 of 60, don't come 9 of 50, don't come odds 9 of 75. So we've got quite a few bets out there. Let's do another random roll and see what happens. Oh, excellent. So 7 out, I win a whole ton of cash. 160. So let's do craps bets. I should have no bets. Stream Element should have no bets. My balance is 818. I've got quite an accumulation there. A lot of my testing is kind of allowing me to accumulate some money. I will obviously want to reset that if we ever do any sort of leaderboard or anything, or at least for setup before I do any sort of production run of it on my channel, which I may or may not ever do. Because it does kind of distract from what we're doing in terms of the stream and interferes with people chatting with me, so may not be something I'll actually run on the channel. Alright, well, let's go look at my tasks here. So far I've added support for don't come odds bets. I fixed a minor bug with computing available bounce, and I now allow players to view their current bets, and I've tested all that, and all that seems to work just fine. So the remaining tasks is to continue to add in the remaining bets. Place to lose, buy, lay, big 6, big 8, hard ways, proposition, field, fire, bottom, top, all, and hot bets. And I talked about all those at the beginning. We'll see. I may not do all of these, but I know that like place is a very heavily used bet on craps tables. Buy is also very popular. Hard ways are fairly popular. Proposition bets. Field is pretty popular. These other bets are not so much, but I don't know. I think I'll just continue to go through the list and give everyone as many options as they want. And just go until they get bored or decide to move on to something else. Alright, well, I've been streaming for about 2.5 hours today, and I think this is a pretty good stopping point. The place bets will certainly be a little more of a challenge, so I think I'm going to leave those alone for the moment, and we'll look at those next time. As a reminder, my next stream will be on Sunday, March 3rd, 9 a.m. Please note that my time zone is United States Pacific Time, UTC -8, so bear that in mind when adjusting for your local time zones. But I do thank you for checking me out and hanging out with me today, and I will catch you all next time.